So I'm going to start off this video with two statements. The first statement is, in order to make your first $5,000 in sales in your business, you need to stop hiding if you're someone that's hiding. And when I say hiding, I mean stop running from the idea of people seeing that you are trying to grow a business and actually put yourself out there. In order to make your first $50,000 in sales in your business, you have to stop caring. And when I say stop caring, I mean stop caring about irrelevant people, places, and things that have nothing to do with the growth of your business. Stop caring about what people might think if you put yourself out there. Stop caring about how you feel when you're doing something that's uncomfortable, if you know that this is something that you need to be doing. Now, if it's something that you don't need to be doing and it doesn't feel right, that's different. But if the discomfort that you're feeling is due to the fact that you're challenging yourself to do something new, stop caring about the emotions that come with that, because that's a temporary feeling. But what will be permanent is the legacy that you leave through the actions that you create and the actions that you execute. That's what's permanent. So what you're going to do is miss out on permanent moments that are pivotal moments for your business and for your life and for your calling if you stay focused on temporary emotions because you're worried temporarily about what a person might think if you decide to go live. You have to stop caring. And I mean that on so many levels. I had someone say to me, yeah, I wanted to go live, but the first time I went live, I only had one person watching. Who cares? Who cares? You've got to get out of yourself, because right now that's a self-centered mindset, and we just got to get out of that. Get out of it. Nobody cares. You shouldn't care. The people who watched, they didn't care that they were the only one that was on there. People who weren't there didn't care because they probably didn't know you were live. Who cares? Just go live. And if someone says, oh, you only have 2 viewers, who cares? So you should stop doing something because you only have a few people that can see it right now. Because if that's the case, then everybody that has ever been famous or successful should have stopped trying when they only had 2 or 3 followers or people watching them. If that's the case, then nobody would be successful. Then there would be no, celebrities. There'd be no successful individuals. There'd be nobody pursuing anything, because you have to start somewhere. Nobody just wakes up and starts at 1 million. And if they do, they've been working towards that, building that fan base or those viewers, or someone passed that down to them. But nobody just starts at that, and they haven't done anything. Like from scratch, you just have 1 million people now. What? That's unheard. That's just unheard of. I don't even know of anybody that just started at 1 million that didn't work towards that, build that up themselves, or already have that established through family or through great connections or networking. So, I mean, if there's one that you can think of, feel free to drop them in the comments. This is always a great learning opportunity. But I'm saying all this to say there are a lot of people who started with nothing. So why does it matter to you that you're starting with nothing if that's where you're starting? You're not going to be there forever. So you got to stop caring about what other people think. You got to stop caring about what your insecurities think. Because by saying, I don't want to do this because only one person was watching, that's your insecurity talking. You have to start telling your own self to stop caring about things that don't matter. Because until you do that, you're going to keep holding yourself back from what you could achieve because you're too afraid to step out of your comfort zone. So you got to block out the noise. Stop talking to people about how you're not doing well in your business. So many brands have days that aren't well. But if I went outside on the corner of a shop that I was working for and had a sign up and held it up to customers saying, we're doing bad today, we're not making any sales today, I'd probably be fired. And I don't feel bad about that. I wouldn't feel like it was their fault. I'd feel like that was coming. Not because we can't tell people that we need help, but because this is not a charity. This is a business. There's a difference. Charity is where you do ask for help. When you're needing support, you ask for that from people who are able to support you in that area. But when you try to make people feel like they should buy from you because you need this, you're not a business anymore. That's a charity that you're creating. But you want to create a business where they should buy from you because you have the value. That's what we want to do. So we got to get out of this mindset of worrying about the things that we don't have and start focusing on what we do have. For example, if you haven't gotten a client yet, don't walk around talking about how you haven't gotten a client yet. Why? That's just extra noise in your head. That's just extra nonsense. Keep that to yourself. You don't have to have a client to be the solution for somebody else. If you sell classic shoes and I need classic shoes, you not having a client yet has nothing to do with me still needing those shoes. You can still sell those shoes to me and I can go buy from you. But if the first thing that comes out of your mouth is that you don't have a client and you don't have any sales, I'm probably not going to be going there, because now I'm wondering why you don't have clients, why you don't have any sales, and why you felt the need to tell me that. That's like yellow flags popping up over the head. Something might not be right about that. And you might not be the person to do that, but there are a lot of people who say those things. And then after you spend your money with them, you instantly realize why they are where they're at. Like, oh, this is why you were telling me you didn't have any sales. I see now. I made a bad decision. People do that. So why associate yourself with those behaviors? Focus on the solution that you provide for people, maintain professionalism, and get down to business, which is how you can provide them with great results. Block out the noise. Worrying about what other people think of you, noise. Worrying about people who are not doing but want to talk to you about doing, noise. Worrying about negativity, noise. Focusing on what the next person is doing to make yourself feel better or just to be messy or to be nosy, noise. Worrying about what the next person is doing out of curiosity, noise. Being in rooms where everybody does nothing but complain about how they're in the same position, noise. Being around people who have failed to show growth and development in their personal emotional life and still stuck in the same space, noise. Being around people who do not value your time and appreciate you and try to run you into the ground, noise. You got to cut that all off. You got to block that all out if you want to see success in your life and in your business. And until you realize that that is noise, you're going to continue to be sitting in that noise, feeling overwhelmed, not doing anything because you're stuck, because you don't know where to start. I'm going to tell you where to start. Turn it off. Don't mention another day about you not doing well in sales. Don't open your mouth to another person in a group, in public, wherever, about you not gaining some sales. Don't say it again that your business is slow. Stop it. Turn it off. Because the negative self-talk is also noise. I'm saying this because we allow that to cloud our minds, and then there's so much noise that we can't focus on what really matters, which is why we started in the first place, and the solution that we have to provide for a person. You're so focused on these outside factors that when a person comes to you and asks you, what solution do you provide and how can you change my business or life, you can't even give an answer because you've been so focused on the noise. So you have to be able to block out that noise if you want to see that growth and you want to elevate. If you noticed, a lot of people who are successful and growing are not worried about what the next person is doing. They're worried about what they're doing. So that's what we need to start focusing on. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to go ahead and do my next video where I will talk about the power of positive self-talk and the power of avoiding negative self-talk. Thank you all. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.